Hi, I'm Carol Brown Goldberg. I'm an artist, a painter in Washington, D.C. I had an exhibit at the Frost Museum in 2017. It began in March, but I spent almost 3 full months working with students from March until June on a 22-foot mural. The mural was wide across the wall, and every 3 feet there was another student working on their section. And I want to give you an idea and show you what can be done, what kind of art can be created. The spontaneity of the hand working with the head enhances each other. It enhances your brain to work with your hand and vice versa. And I started a little bit of this, and I will show you the tools that I use that you can use are something that looks like a magic marker. The one I use, has black acrylic paint. I use a kind of thick nub. And for smaller detail work, which is very important when you're creating jungle-like intertwining forms, as I want to show you I do, you can make little marks. I often listen to books on tape, so I'm inspired by what I hear. Sometimes I listen to biology, sometimes I listen to the history of man. I listen to books about DNA. I don't understand them, but they inspire me to make small forms, tiny forms, and reproduce molecules, reproduce cells as I fill up space in my drawing. The surrealist device of automatic drawing is something that always inspired me. But taking the pen and seeing how spontaneous you can be with a pen. As Paul Klee, one of my favorite artists, said, make a line with a pen. And he said, using a pen like this is like taking a line for a walk. And that's what I do with all of my paintings. I start off by taking a line for a walk. What I'm trying to do is to entangle forms, interconnect them. When the students that were working on the mural for 3 months, what they would do, the last object, the last form they would make would be they would find a way to connect their section with the section next to them. And I felt like that kind of embodied the idea of how we all want to be interconnected, whether it's by Zoom, telephone, computer, partnering, but the need for humanity to be united is a strong need and a beautiful aspiration. And so when I'm working, I think about these things and feel like, especially at a time now where there's quite a bit of anxiety that everyone is feeling, being socially isolated, having schools closed, and not sure when life is going to start back up for us, art is the healer. Using your hand will heal the stress and anxiety. I believe this so deeply. I know it for myself, and I know it from other people. So with a magic marker and a piece of paper, or any pen, you can begin to make designs, interconnect them. So I have a couple of favorite designs, a kind of rainbow or sunburst. Um, let's see, I also have this, which I learned from one of the students at, at the Frost Museum working on the mural. I saw this fascinating design that she made up, and I don't do it as well as she does, but this gets incorporated into a kind of jungle-like design that I create. And if you do this, if you just let your hand go and let your eyes follow your hand and your pen, there's so many spontaneous shapes and forms that you can make. There's another shape and form that I love putting in because it goes so against, you think this is a jungle, when suddenly you see a rectangle. Or if you're working on this and you suddenly think of a book that you'd like to read, you might want to draw a book. There are no straight lines. You don't have to make straight lines. All of these lines are curly. They all have a kind of movement to them. And movement in a line gives it energy. So don't draw a straight line. Straight line doesn't have that much energy for this kind of work. So once you have your book, you just put it in this jungle that you're creating. Incorporate it. So this is how I draw, and I hope that you pick up a pen or a magic marker, get a piece of paper, just let your hand go, just follow the little line that seems to want to be created under your pen, and let me know how you do. Thanks.